Hi everyone, my name is Lim Rian and today I'm going to share some effective communication skill that works great on me. When I was in high school, I was a guy who has poor communication skill. The way that I talk was usually hurtful, rude and caused a lot of misunderstanding to others. Slowly, I found that my friends are starting to leave me, avoid from talking to me and no longer invites me to any sort of gathering. I felt confused and have no clue at all for what the mistake that I did, which made all of my friends starting to boycott and avoiding me. So slowly, I've realized that the main cause is actually coming from the way I spoke. And I felt the urge to change and improve myself because I want to join the crowd and be surrounded again with my friend, talking and laughing together like those good old times. Then I start to polish the way that I talk and start reflecting on my problems. So here, I've summarized a few of ways to improve one's communication skill which works effectively on me. So I'm going to start with 5 not to do things. The first is gossip. Speaking ill of somebody who is not present, not a nice habit. We know perfectly well the person gossiping, 5 minutes later will be gossiping about us. So second, judging. We know people who are like this in conversation, and it's very hard to listen to somebody if you know that you are being judged and feel and found wanting at the same time. Third, negativity. Spending time with negative people can be the fastest way to ruin a good mood, and that's why people naturally will avoid a person that is negative. So that's why don't be negative. Fourth, which is another form of negativity, complaining. Complaining is just viral misery. You can't get things fixed or get things better by just complaining. So stop doing it and find some solution. So the last thing, okay, is scapegoating. Scapegoating means blame everyone else for their own problems instead of picking up the responsibility to solve the problem. Again, people will avoid a person like that. So here they are, the 5 deadly sins of speaking. And these are the things that I think we all need to avoid. I said the not to do list, is there anything that we encourage to do? And yes, my answer is. So I'd like to suggest that there are 3 really helpful rules that can help having good and quality communication. Number 1, don't multitask. And I don't mean just sit down with your cell phone or your tablet or your car keys or whatever is in your hand, but I mean be present and be in that moment. So don't think about the argument that you have in this morning, don't think about what you're going to have for dinner, and if you want to get out of the conversation, just get out of the conversation and don't be half in it and half out of it. Number 2, everyone is an expert in something, so always assume that there is something you can learn from everyone. A very good quote from Bill Nye: everyone you will ever met knows something that you don't. So enter every conversation by assuming that you have something to learn, and always keep your mouth shut as often as possibly can. Keep your mind open and always prepared to be amazed. You will never be disappointed. So number 3, listening. And this is the most important one. When you're really paying attention to the speaker unintentionally, you will nod your head and make eye contact. And this gives a sense to speaker to know that you are engaged and truly listening. People are more likely to talk openly if they feel being heard. Even listening is important, but we prefer to talk instead of listening. The reason why we liberated to talk because when I'm talking, I'm in control. I don't have to listen to anything that I'm not interested in, and I am the center of the attention. But if you are listening, then only you learn something. Like Buddha said, when your mouth is open, you are not learning. So practice listening even it takes effort and energy to actually pay attention to someone. Because if you cannot do that, you are not in a conversation. You are just people shouting very related sentence in the same place. So in closing, communication is not just about us. We naturally start to think about ourselves when we start a communication. What do I need to say? What do I want to say? But for good communication, we need to be in other shoes and think more about them. Starting from today, let's think a little more about others versus ourselves, and the power of communication will carry you through the life and others. Thank you.